What's up, everybody, and welcome to Around the Monitor for the week of April 10th. I'm your host, King Kaiser, and this is the weekly gaming news talk show where every point you make in the discussion is a point towards winning. Joining me once again is Master Hand Mizuki.
So, Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out in 3 hours and 42 minutes as of right now.
Goddamn.
I'm pretty pumped for that.
That's it. That is exciting. We've got the Ace Attorney, Dapper Dastard.
Last week, I didn't wear a shirt and tie, and no one's cameras worked. So I'm here to bring the balance back.
It's been fixed. We've got the Snapshot Crackshot, the Fisher King.
In similar ilk to Pridge, I put a shirt on just for this podcast because I hadn't worn real clothing in like 5 days.
Hell yeah, dude. And last but not least, we've got the Hockey Sticks and Sickles, Ian.
The biggest fan of Cats 2019.
Cats 2019 Stan account.
I mean, by default, though, really.
But yeah, I feel like that's not a high bar to set for yourself. But thank you for tuning in. If you haven't watched the show before, you can watch us live at twitch.tv/King Kaiser every Thursday night, usually at 7:30. Right now we're running late due to technical difficulties of Discord, but I think everything is worked out and we should have cameras and mics for the entire broadcast. Fingers crossed. But if you can't watch us live, don't worry. You can catch us on YouTube and on Apple iTunes Podcast the very next day. But if you do watch live, you can use the Twitch points to vote and influence the scores. It's going to get crazy. Let's start the show like we always do with some trivia to determine the order. One of the most controversial stories of the week was the Cooking Mama drama. Now, we all know the Cooking Mama series. It exists tangentially to what our interests are. My question to you all is, what is the Metacritic score for the first Cooking Mama game in the series?
Shit.
The original Cooking Mama.
I've never played a Cooking Mama game.
Yeah.
What console was the first one? That's
the DS. The DS.
I thought it was the Wii. Is it the DS?
Yeah, it was the DS.
I love the way you said Wii just now.
It's
the Wii.
It sold super well on the DS.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw it. Oh fuck! I'm gonna throw 84 out there.
84.
73.
73.
76.
Trombones led the big parade. I have to say that every time. I'm legally obligated to.
What?
It's a musical theater reference.
Oh,
76
trombones led the big parade. Sorry.
I got you, Kaiser.
Thank you. Hayo's out here watching a new game theory. Thank you, Hayo. I'm glad we got people.
But that's just a theory.
Somebody's got to. Sorry, what was your 76? We got 73. Yeah. We've got 81. Was it, Fisher?
84. Fisher was 84. I was 81.
81. All right. The correct answer is 67.
Oof.
Lower than everyone expected, but that means the order is going to be Dapper, followed by Mizuki, followed by Ian, followed by Fisher. All right, let's get into the topics for this week. We've got Google Stadia is going to be free for the next 2 months. Is anybody going to play it?
No.
As mentioned before, the hottest news story of the week, the Cooking Mama drama. We've got the reveal of the official PlayStation 5 controller called the DualSense. Xbox declares all events moving forward are going to be digital until at least July 2021. Valorant's beta is dominating Twitch due in part to their streamer code giveaway. A company is trying to sue Nintendo to stop production of the Nintendo Switch. Good luck with that. Japan's rating board, Zero, is closing for at least a month due to the pandemic. This means no games will be rated in Japan, therefore possibly may not even be allowed to be released. As Mizuki pointed out to me, this is very this is a pull to get this as a gaming topic, but the UFC gets its own private island to host fights during the pandemic, essentially becoming a real dead or alive fighting game.
It's rad.
One man has
Spoiler alert, it probably didn't work because UFC 249 just got canceled.
one man has rigged a Ringfit controller to play Dark Souls. Of course, if there's a controller, somebody's going to figure out how to play Dark Souls on it. Overwatch League players were fined this week due to swearing in the chat, and Gearbox is helping scientists map all microbes in the human body by using Borderlands 3. A title of an article so wild, I had to watch a YouTube video for it to be explained to me. Dapper, you're up first. What would you like to pick for your first topic?
So as much as dunking on Stadia sounds appealing, I want to jump right into our Twitch stream title and talk about Valorant.
Heck yeah!
Because this is a fun one.
Oh, for sure. Take it away.
All right, so Riot Games released a new hero shooter entitled Valorant, and it began its closed beta a couple days ago. Obviously, the only people on the closed beta were basically a lot of content creators and streamers and such to get the word out. And the initial viewer reactions were crazy high. As this article points out, on April 7th, it had 1.5 million people watching it, which is over a million more than CSGO, which is the game you could most compare Valorant to. Now, obviously, this is an extremely inflated number for two reasons. The first, anytime something's new and interesting, it's just going to be higher just because people are curious about it. The second one is Riot's kind of brilliant, as much as I hate to admit it, kind of brilliant marketing strategy. Yeah. Where they basically gave a number of these the big streamers and content creators the ability to drop beta keys during their streams to give away access codes for more people to play. And this has just worked so fucking well by these viewer numbers because so many people are watching. Are they actually like paying attention? Who knows? But they want to get a chance for that beta key just to try out the game.
As 8Ball says in the chat, bots everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But if your goal is to get your name out there by being number one on Twitch viewer, it's working insanely well.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's gonna take some time to see how this goes in the future. Whether this again, I don't think it's gonna flash in the pan, but obviously the staying power is really what it comes down to. But in terms of an initial start, this is pretty impressive, and a lot of the early reviews and opinions have been fairly positive on the game itself.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a fun kind of hero shooter. More similar to Counter-Strike, as you said, but yeah, this
is viral marketing in the most literal sense. As in it spreads like a virus.
Yeah, that's.
I kind of want to ask a fun question.
Sure.
To everyone, if anyone wants to answer this.
How many of us have streams of Valorant currently in a bid to get a key?
That's just
because it's your boy.
It's your boy.
It's been running for 72 hours.
Jesus God.
Who should anyone, and if so, be scared of Valorant? Who should be most scared, if anyone, of Valorant's success?
I guess it would be Overwatch. Would be my answer to that.
That's my answer.
Yeah.
My answer is I think Valorant can kill Overwatch in the ground. I think it can invalidate Overwatch 2 before it ever sees a screen.
And it should, because Overwatch is a bad game.
Yes,
you're correct. You are correct.
Also,
Overwatch.
From what I've been seeing and hearing, Valorant doesn't really care about like casual players at all.
Yes, they've said that a lot. Which it's some fucking bullshit that I don't believe for a second because Riot likes money. But they are claiming that their only concern is this at a competitive level. They do not care about casual play. They are balancing for competitive level only.
That's
which
wild.
is very interesting to me.
That's balancing.
Large portion of the Overwatch player base is casual players.
That's true.
That's any player base.
And ultimately, when Overwatch 2 drops, it's going to be the new hotness. So it's going to get some attention on it for a little bit.
I think we need to wait and see because I am not confident in that game whatsoever.
That's fair.
One
That's fair.
thing to mention, Overwatch actually does really well on consoles.
Yeah.
Valorant's not on consoles, so
That's a damn
I don't
good
think
point.
it'll kill Overwatch.
I didn't think about that.
It'll hurt Overwatch's PC market, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
I think we're saying different things here. Will it kill Overwatch competitive? Possibly. Will it kill Overwatch? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I guess that's more the biggest thing is
The waifu
what
wars is too
game-
strong.
Yeah, what shooter right now is going to have an esports scene die even faster?
Yeah,
'Cause
the
Overwatch esports
question-
scene's already kind of dying.
The ultimate question is, how long do we before we have to go to Pornhub to find videos of Valorant characters?
I'm on it.
Honestly, they're probably already there.
Yeah, they probably are.
I mean, how many
This is a good
female
point.
characters are there? Are there more than one?
I believe
There's at least
They're more than
If
one.
which
there's
is
more
all
than
you
one,
need.
there's already
You
a
only
video.
need one to get on
Yeah.
porn.
There's nothing.
Wow.
Give it time.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, but what about DeviantArt?
DeviantArt for
With a
sure,
fork, go.
for sure.
We don't go there.
It's the Shadowlands.
Even we have places we don't go.
Next up in the order is going to be Ian. Where would you like to take us next, Ian? Oh, wait, sorry, is it
it's not me,
Mizuki?
it's Mizuki.
Oh, shoot, sorry. I'm so bad at memorizing names
No,
in
it's
orders.
fine. I'm gonna talk Gearbox and microbes.
Okay,
Hmm.
yeah. Tell us about them microbes.
So, first off, I hate Randy Pitchford.
As you should.
Second off,
Growth theme.
I honestly don't like Borderlands that much.
Hmm.
And now to the actual story. So, the actual story is Gearbox has put some like a free update into their game that essentially adds like a little arcade machine where you can play a mini game to help scientists essentially figure out how to fold proteins into it's basically they turn protein folding into a puzzle game
Yeah.
to try and get random players to help figure out how to properly fold proteins in a faster way than a computer will, which is super cool. I'm actually like, this is a really, for a company that sucks so much, like
yeah.
so much. This is one of the better things they could have possibly done.
Mm.
Do I think they did this entirely for PR and not out of the goodness of their hearts? Yes.
Oh, I'm sure they timed this
No.
perfectly to drop the week
Also-
after the week that everyone found out they weren't getting their bonuses.
No.
Yeah, but like I also believe in like giving companies and individuals props for when they do things well, and also shitting on them when they do things poorly.
You can do both,
so-
yeah.
Yeah,
All
we
things
can
in
do both.
balance.
So let's shit on Gearbox for not giving their employees bonuses despite having the best-selling game that they've ever released, while at the same time saying, you know what, this was a cool thing to do. You didn't have to do it. It cost you money to do it. That money probably could have gone to other people's bonuses, but let's ignore that fact. And help actually cure diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, even like COVID is a potential thing. And I would also like to shout out this program called Folding at Home, which is a cool thing. It's a program you can download that will dedicate your GPU while you're not using it to helping scientific labs do protein folding experiments.
That's super cool.
I
extra
believe I
GPU
have it
space.
running right now.
It's a crowdsourced render farm, and it's the future's crazy.
Wow.
It's an awesome thing. So if you have time and you're not using your GPU and you're cool with paying the like power bill that the GPU costs that you would be paying for like Bitcoin mining or something, put your GPU towards a good place and do some protein folding, man.
Can we use that to stream games off other people's good computers?
Maybe that's what Google Stadia is doing in the background all along.
If you have a Google Plus
The
account,
problem is there's plugged into like 4 MacBooks in someone's basement.
Google Stadia is a whole bunch of bullshit. They don't have a data center, and they're just fucking like Bitcoin, like installing essentially Bitcoin miners on everyone's computers.
and this is
Yeah,
this
'cause
is why
Google
Google
doesn't
is,
have a fucking
Yeah.
server.
I was gonna say
stick
this is
around
why
with.
Google is so wealthy. Not
Dude,
because
they're mining bitcoins off everyone runs Google. They're mining bitcoins.
they're
Problem
mining
solved. That's where their
bitcoins off
money
the
came from.
Nintendo Switch. Next up, actually now is Ian. What would you like to talk for your first topic?
Yeah, I'll talk about these Overwatch players. So we're talking about Overwatch. We've been, is Valorant going to kill Overwatch competitive? Maybe. Is Overwatch competitive basically dead in the water? Yeah. It never really took off the way anything else did. There were a lot of problems with Overwatch competitive right off the bat. It wasn't a very good spectator sport.
No.
Still isn't great as a spectator sport. I think they've made some gains there. But that's not what this story is about. This story is about some Overwatch players.
My fucking heroes.
My heroes too. I love these guys. I've never heard of them before. Probably will never hear of them again. But his name's Mun, said in the public group general chat in a competitive game of Overwatch, sex. Followed by big dick.
Not all heroes wear capes, people. Not all heroes wear capes.
Oh, you know, sex big dick.
Sex big dick. They didn't know that the audience could see general chat. They thought they were just like typing to each other. This went on for a little while. And then one of the guys said, "They can see us." Followed by, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
his reaction was so good. Like,
Very
oh my god,
good.
oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah. So, after this valiant display of bravery,
sticking it to the
both
man.
players, that's Mun and Kim, who also replied to the big dick with big dick.
The only reasonable reply to Big Dick.
What else?
Big
What else
Dick.
are you gonna say?
Answer
You
one big
might
dick with
say-
another.
That Rascal and Lastro have big dick energy. That's it. I'm done.
Nice.
I you know,
Do it. Just take away. one.
okay, yeah, you got it.
I've been sitting on it for like a minute. I couldn't.
You've been sitting on that big dick for a minute?
I mean, yeah, I'm sitting on my.
Listen, we've gotten away from this.
Listen. So both these players were fined $1,000 each. Which criminal, absolutely criminal. Of all the things we can get Blizzard at, I think this is probably the worst thing they've done.
You know, banning Blitzchung, understandable.
Banning Blitzchung, I can excuse banning.
He had it coming.
At fining players $1,000 for saying "sex big dick."
Yeah, it's a pretty funny story. And again, I love it that this is Blizzard that this is happening to, but I guess in their
Everyone's
case,
favorite company.
yeah, I guess in this case they're not really taking the bad PR for this. I think it's more of just like, what a hilarious story.
Yeah,
But
Yeah, it's more of that than anything else.
yeah, but it is kind of, if you think about it, it's like wild to think that you would get fined $1,000. Like for me, it's like, you just said a swear word to give us $1,000, but also, I guess it was on a public chat. Again, they could have said many worse things, but thankfully they did not.
it's wild, and you don't often think about how Overwatch and Hearthstone and World of Warcraft are all the same company, and also Activision.
We've got Woke Sweetie in the chat, gives you a point for sex big dick. So here you go.
Thank you, Noah.
Enjoy your extra point for sex big dick. Fisher, you're up next.
Okay.
This show is
I
going
also-
crazy.
Just like fucking, that guy is the real hero of the storm.
All right, that was pretty good. I'm gonna give you a point for that.
What? He gets a point for that, and I get negative.
Yeah, his thing was fun. Listen, now you know how it feels to be me all the time.
I laugh at like half of your stuff.
Everything's made up and the points don't matter. Yeah.
This is the whose line of talk shows about video games. Fisher, you're up next. What would you like to take us for your first
I mean,
topic?
I gotta hear about that Cooking Mama drama.
Oh baby, it's so good.
So if you haven't heard about the Cooking Mama drama, Around the Monitor has a great video on it to give you the skinny. But to give you the skinny of the skinny, Cooking Mama is a franchise in which you cook things. It's a video game. Still with me?
Wow.
Good. Cool. All
Groundbreaking
right, so,
reporting here.
latest Cooking Mama game set to come out on the Switch. It's called Cookstar. The gimmick is that like you're making like cool Instagram food, which is actually a really fucking good
It's
idea.
a good
for
idea.
A Cooking Mama game. But wait, there's more. What? The game uses your Switch to mine cryptocurrency? Who? When? So, yeah, there was stuff in like a press release, and then in the dev kit, what's the damn thing called? The game Bible, the game dev
The
thing.
press kit?
No. No. Like the thing they use for development about adding
design doc.
GDD. Thank you.
Yeah.
There was stuff in the GDD about like individual user ID cryptocurrency accounts and such like that. And so there was this immediate worry when that stuff was all discovered and the game came out. Are they mining cryptocurrency with my Nintendo Switch while I play the Cooking Mama game? Long, weird, insanely bizarre story short. No, but they should have been. And now we're gonna get to what I want to talk about with this topic, which is we are minutes away from some major company being like,
That's a
"We
good
can mine some
idea.
fucking cryptocurrency while nobody's looking." This is very illegal. I mean, it has to be. But here's the thing.
certainly.
Here's the thing. It's not illegal yet. So if I'm any mildly sketchy company that doesn't value people and only values money, you know, like a Blizzard or an EA, I'm immediately like, yo, what game can we very slowly mine cryptocurrency in the background while no one's looking? Now, I'm sure you're thinking, what? And I have the answer for you. And if you are Blizzard or League of or Riot Games or who's my last one? Oh, Wizards of the Coast. Card games. They already take fucking forever, and everyone will just blame the other team, the other player roping them. So
That's
all
actually a
you
good
have to
point.
fucking do is just very, very slowly, like just crank my CPU up by like 3 or 4%. I'm not gonna fucking notice, and then just mine cryptocurrency in the background. Wizards of the Coast, you're the least scrupulous of these other people, which is insane because they're all monstrous
Yeah,
companies.
that's really wild, actually, to think about that.
My check better be in the mail.
Yeah, it's that's actually a really good point. I would not be surprised to see some company try and do this now because the idea is out there.
Brilliant.
It's a really good idea, actually.
I've got a really super quick funny story.
Sure.
So I work at a tech company, right? We have a bunch of developer servers that we use for writing software and jazz.
Mining Bitcoin.
Not intentionally. So we had a deployment tool that basically like deployed our code. That tool had an exploit, and someone used it to hack all of our servers and install Bitcoin miners on all of
No
them.
way.
Yikes.
It took us months to figure
Holy shit.
out what was happening. Granted, we don't have GPUs on those servers, so it didn't really matter that much.
Oh.
They didn't get much from us, but
That's so wild.
enterprise level company of like 150 people at the time
Hmm.
still gets exploited by Bitcoin miners.
Goddamn. Now I'm going to check my computer for Bitcoin shit after this. Should I be mining Bitcoins? I don't know.
No.
No, you
You're
should
not-
be folding proteins. Come on.
Folding
Get with the program.
I think like it was 5 or more years ago that it stopped being profitable to mine Bitcoin on your own.
It wasn't that long ago. It was like 2 years ago, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because the energy cost, the power bill is higher.
Makes sense. Dapper, you're up next again. What would you like to take us for your second round?
So somehow we got back to me, and I can still shit on Google Stadia. I get my cake and eat it too. I can talk about interesting stuff and shit on Google Stadia. Let's do this. All right, Google Stadia, that Google streaming platform that is constantly and consistently impressed with how much they live up to their very honest promises and how much great content in gaming they have truthfully released to us. In their pure generosity and magnanimous spirit, they are going to give people 2 months free of Google Stadia's Pro subscription. That's the Pro subscription, people. That's the real shit. And for these 2 free months, you can play the current list of free Stadia games.
Nice, do it to
That
him.
includes Destiny 2, which actually I hear is a good game. And then Grid, Split,
Grid is
SteamWorld
fucking
Dig
good.
2, SteamWorld Quest Hand of Gilgamesh, Serious Sam Collection, Splitlings, Stacks on Stacks, then in parentheses on Stacks, and Thumper.
Oh, they got Thumper.
Thumper's all right.
Fuck Google Stadia.
Fucking rhythm game.
What the fuck? No one wants this? Okay, yeah, maybe some of the games that I haven't heard of are still good, but like, oh my god, 9 whole games for 2 free months, so I can play 9 games on your shitty streaming service that promised little and delivered somehow less. Wow. The best thing is at the bottom of the article, there's a poll question: will you be trying Google Stadia for free? Somehow 60%, somehow 35 actually said they will, which seems weird to me. 60% said no because they're smart people and don't want to waste their time on Google Stadia shit. But like, why? Google Stadia is dead on arrival. It's never going to be a thing. They swung for the fences and they fucking grounded out to the second baseman, and there was a runner on first, so it's a double play 2. The home crowd's booing.
I appreciate the baseball references.
Fucking sucks. Google Stadia, you suck. Quit while you're behind.
Damn.
Thank you. I rest my case.
Google has a family.
Not
Damn.
anymore, they don't.
Not anymore. God damn. Yeah. This is wild. I'm almost curious, but as you pointed out, there really isn't a game that I don't have or want to play on that list. So I don't know if I would check it out apart from morbid curiosity, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm just not seeing the appeal. That is like, it's a nice offer, I guess, but it's not gonna save them.
Also like bummer of them to be like, oh, this is only for the next 2 months. I mean,
you probably have to put your credit card info in anyway.
It's
and it's definitely like wanting to start charging you after 2 months unless you opt out. It's definitely one of those too. So they're gonna hope that they can scam a few dollars on people who forget to unsubscribe. That's definitely
the one nice thing out of this is that they made it so anybody who's already paying, they instantly get the next 2 months for free, which is nice. I mean, thank God they did, because otherwise they get bad press, and God knows they couldn't get more bad press.
0 people have free Stadia that were paying for it already. Holy shit!
All 8 people who are playing Google Stadia get 2.
Google lost nothing.
Listen, it was 40 people. We all know that. According to Google, it was 40 people.
Google lost nothing. They didn't lose anything.
Yeah. It's pretty wild, but who knows? Maybe this will get more people talking about Google Stadia.
For a day.
Talking badly about Google Stadia.
How dare you?
Good press.
Yeah, right.
Google Stadia would argue with you.
Yeah, they're going to put that phrase as a test.
Yeah. I mean,
they already failed that phrase. They were in the news for months.
The
for
fucking
shitting the bed.
The I'll never get over the let's spell out your name with games, and for I they didn't have a. I'm like, just don't do it. Just don't do it, Google Stadia. Nobody was looking for you to make this press about yourself that you failed on. But no, they had to be involved, and then they looked like an idiot.
I feel like they were just trying to like tease a game, and it just fucking backfired.
Yeah, I hope to God they never have a game with I ever released on the platform now. Anyways, Mizuki, you're up next. What would you like to take us for your first topic? Your second topic?
I'm not going to win with this, but we're going to talk about the PS5 controller.
There's plenty to talk about with the PS5 controller. Come on.
Yeah, well, we'll see. All right, so the PS5 controller has been revealed. It's kind of DualShocky while at the same time kind of being Xboxy.
Yes.
So honestly, that kind of sums it up. The layout of the
Okay,
buttons
next topic.
is- the layout,
and we're moving along.
layout of the buttons, DualShock. Shape more towards Xbox 360, which, as far as I'm concerned, that's all positives. Like, people argue whether the stick should be offset or not, but that's personal preference. Who fucking cares at this point? Like, whatever.
They should be offset.
The shape looks more. I don't disagree, but I know it's
made a tomato.
So whatever, personal preference, whatever. But for whatever reason, because the internet can never be happy about anything, a bunch of people were like, "This looks awful." It's like, "Oh no, we're taking the Xbox controller." Let's be real, guys. The Xbox controller is superior to the PlayStation.
It's so good. It's so good.
I don't own an Xbox. I own a PS4. But I bought an Xbox controller for my PC.
My man.
That controller doesn't suck. And although it does have batteries that you have to put in, so that's less good.
That is wild to me.
So let's also compare these against the Series X. Series X still doesn't have a default rechargeable battery.
That's unbelievable.
So Sony is like, yo, hijack the shape of the controller, cool, button layout, the same as before. Our battery is rechargeable. What fucking age do we live in where a rechargeable battery is a goddamn selling point over the competition? What the it's 2020. I realize the earth is going to shit. Put a rechargeable battery in, though. What the fuck?
Get a job.
In this economy?
And it's also USB-C, which I can't remember if the Xbox one was. I feel like it wasn't.
I think it was not. I'm pretty sure it was not.
Also, what the fuck, Xbox? Come on. Like, I might buy a PS5 controller for my PC now. What are you doing? What are you fucking doing?
That was a good point,
Give me
actually.
rechargeable. Give me a USB-C so I can have the same fucking cable for everything. Stop. Just, there's industry standards for a reason. It's not because people are like, oh, we want you to pay 5 cents more per like sale on the adapter. No, it's so you can have one fucking cable for the whole thing. What the fuck, Xbox? The gamers are like, oh, we're about the gamers. They give me a USB-C, give me a rechargeable battery. Don't give me the fucking plug-in
Listen, man.
SSD into the console that's proprietary. Just give me a
but
let me plug in SSD.
They're giving you the 12 teraflops. What else could you ask for?
Do we know if the Xbone Series X controller is a USB-C or not?
We're pretty
sure it's not.
USB.
Fucking kill yourself. fucking batteries and
if somebody in the chat wants to double check
off.
us, great. But I'm 90% sure that it was not.
It's like we live in the future. Give me USB-C. It is simply a more efficient method of charging.
Agreed.
How a company can make Xbox Game Pass and xCloud and then use fucking USB or micro USB in their controller and batteries blows my mind.
Batteries.
Come on. Like, you can make a cloud infrastructure with probably hundreds to thousands of servers with GPUs in all of them, probably multiple, and you can't put a rechargeable battery in a controller.
Goddamn.
Batteries. In the year of our Lord, 2020.
Just so you literally went, batteries. Next up is Ian. Where would you like to take us for your second topic?
Let's take us to the land of Lordran.
Oh, I appreciate the lore. He knows his Dark Souls.
Some guy, some streamer, has decided that, you know, people have played Dark Souls with everything. They've played it with bongos, the DK bongos.
God, they have.
There's a guy that played Dark Souls with bananas. He rigged up bananas with
that guy's great, yeah.
Yeah, he rigged up a bunch of bananas just spread out on his desk with wires, so when he touched them, it was an input.
No way. What the fuck? I guess I could see the appeal.
And I
Nice.
actually I should have checked, but
Come on!
Zach loses-
I don't get a point
Zach
for big
loses
dick
50
energy,
points
and you're
for
gonna
that.
make that joke.
That was, no,
Someone
that
in
one
the
was good.
chat subtract a point from Zach even
No,
though he
that
doesn't
one was
have a
good.
score.
That one was good. That one was good. Give it to him.
Okay, sorry, Ian.
Take it away.
Let's go.
Take it away.
I believe this might actually be the same guy. Has decided
God.
what's the next controller, the next hot new weird ass controller that that has been put out. The Ringfit Adventure ring.
Hell yeah.
This fucking Pilates ring of a controller.
It 100% is a Pilates ring.
Yeah, it's literally just a Pilates ring. So it looks like Squat is drink an Estus flask.
It's so good.
So it's not just use the Joy-Cons in the thing. It's literally squeeze it to do an attack and squat to drink an Estus flask and like get your work at it. Which again, Ring Fit Adventure, fine game. But if you can use that controller to play other games just the way you want, get your workout in how you want to do it. You know?
Absolutely.
Also, what I love about this story is that he's playing Dark Souls 3, which is the best Dark Souls. He's got
Fuck
the best combat.
Yeah, I believe that's a hot take right there.
Wait. Sorry. So what did you say about Dark Souls?
I said Dark Souls 3 is the best Dark Souls.
He said a wrong opinion.
I have to
Now, keep in mind,
reevaluate
I
my
haven't
opinion on
played
Dark Souls.
Bloodborne.
Well, we're just talking Dark Souls.
Yeah, but it's the best Dark Souls.
As I said, a wrong opinion.
It's actually the correct opinion. It's more like the layouts make sense more in a good way. The combat is just improved by far. The magic system is better.
That took a lot of effort to make that better.
I mean, let me get this straight. It's still pretty shit.
Hey, the only thing I think I could compare it to 2 is I think 2's PvP is actually better, but that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
To knock it. Anyways.
I mean, 3 just sucks, but that's fine.
Goddamn. Fisher, you're up last. What is the final topic for this week's show?
Oh, I mean, well, we gotta talk about it, don't we? We got guys, we gotta talk about it.
I feel like I know what you're gonna say.
UFC,
yeah, 100% we do.
Those fucking pit fights. So I work for a sports betting company. Most people know this. We had to talk about this today at work, and I had to not laugh in a fucking production meeting as we were discussing the fact that UFC bought a private island to make men fight on, and that's the raddest shit in the world. This isn't even gaming related. This is just great.
It's really not.
But I do want to talk about the implications of what buying a private island to host an event, particularly the kind of loophole shit we can get away with. We couldn't get away with this one because the world is on fire. But, hear me out. I have a pitch.
Okay.
Oh no.
It's like your Hunger Games or your PUBGs or
I was
whatever.
going to say, are we saying the most dangerous game?
So, you drop a bunch of esports players on an island.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's
You
so
give
good.
them a giant clock in the sky. It says 1 hour.
Holy shit.
They have 1 hour to find and assemble a PC.
Oh! Oh! I thought we were just
And
going to go for
then-
straight up Battle Royale, but this is
and
good.
then we're
They
playing
play each other?
Fortnite, boys.
Everyone starts with a part.
Holy shit, that's really good.
So you have to find and then build your PC, set it up, plug in, and then you have to win the game of Fortnite.
Oh
So
my
what you're
god, this
saying-
is brilliant.
That being said, the entire time up until that hour-long ticks, you are encouraged to physically harm your opponents.
That's the hook.
So fucking Sneaky over there has a fucking GPU. I'm gonna cave his skull in with this fucking keyboard.
Jesus God.
I'm gonna fucking strangle him with the
I don't-
HDMI cable.
I don't care if he's wearing a skirt or not, I'm gonna kill Sneaky.
That cosplaying bastard.
God damn it! Wow.
Oh, dude, that's
This might be the
is
best thing
wild.
you've ever said on Around the Monitor.
This is wild. I love that the UFC was just like, "Fuck it, we're buying an island. They can't touch me in international waters." Oh
wonder-
wait, they can.
I wonder how much it costs for them to buy the island. I don't know if it's in the article or not.
I
you
don't
can get a
believe it
small
is.
island for honestly pretty cheap by business standards.
Yeah, a lot of people own islands.
But
and also
by
give
rich,
the fucking
by rich
UFC.
jackasses who deserve to be eaten standards.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Small crap
yeah.
that much.
if your net worth is over $2 million, you're a monster, and should be shot.
GD.
No, I stand by what I said. I don't care.
No, I agree.
I'll put the dollar value a little higher, but
I
No.
would,
I would
put
say
it on-
I would say if your
general
liquid
sentiment.
assets are above 2 million, then I would say it starts
Okay,
to get a little
yes.
shady.
because like you can have
You're-
a shitty house in California that's worth
You're
$500,000
that's
right
that's
there.
that's true. Yeah, but that's not your net worth. That's your liquid assets.
Isn't your liquid asset? Wait,
Net worth includes all the things that you own
You will
and
hit
their
yeah, but
prices.
what you're saying is like you will hit liquid assets 2 million before you hit net worth 2 million.
Oh, I totally disagree with that.
Depends where you live and what you own. Liquid assets is often just land. You can own shit land in the middle of nowhere that's worth $2 million.
I guess what I mean is if you have $2 million that is in the bank that you could physically withdraw right now, then I'm like, okay, now I'm like, you got a little bit too much money.
This is
Probably-
a weird conversation.
This is
Yep.
so not
Yeah,
around the
I mean,
monitor.
I don't know.
One.
What does that have to do with video games?
You know, this topic also didn't have to do with video games, but that is going to do it for this week.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And so that means, on that note, Musicy, Dapper, and Ian, it's time to go home and become a family man because this week's winner, with his radical opinions,
Fuck
Fisher
yeah,
King.
son.
Fisher, are you ready to tell us about whatever the hell you want for your minute to win it?
Yes.
All right.
I didn't do it
please.
last time, but I'm gonna do it this time. I'm going to talk about the absurd state that professional wrestling is in the year of our Lord 2020 when the coronavirus is happening. So, if you aren't aware, and I don't know why you would be unless you're me, WrestleMania was last week, or technically Saturday and Sunday. Shit is buck wild. So I don't know if you're familiar with wrestling in this way. It's a very showy form of theater in which you are supposed to play to the crowd and engage the crowd and like do this big open arena shit where a lot of noise and there's a lot of showing and like classic theater, gladiator combat kind of shit. You can't have crowds because it's the end of the world. So the WWE and AEW both decided, all right, we're just gonna do empty arena shows. And there is nothing more surreal than watching professional wrestlers hype up a crowd that isn't there.
Oh, no.
I highly encourage anyone watching this to go and watch the WrestleMania, either the Firefly match or the Boneyard match. They are the most absurd shit that has ever been produced by mankind for public consumption because they're like, fuck it, there's no rules. We're a multi-billion-dollar company. We can do whatever the fuck we want. We're gonna tell you that a ghost killed a man, and you're gonna like it. It's awesome. It's amazing. There was time travel. The Undertaker killed 3 men.
What?
There was time travel?
There was time travel.
What? Damn it, I gotta get back into wrestling.
Lucha Underground is rolling over in its grave like, we paved the path so you guys could fucking do a time travel promo with John Cena.
Jesus God. You can't see him because he's in the fucking future.
They did that! He turned into an invisible man!
Oh, God. God damn it. All right. Well, you heard it here first, folks. John Cena's in the future.
What does that even mean?
But maybe
We
we'll
still
catch up
can't
with him
see him.
someday. John Cena is currently playing Final Fantasy VII Remake like we will. Oh!
Oh, he's back. Okay, that
He's
was
back, he's back. He's back.
Ian also went into the future for a second. What's the
I went
future
to
look
the
like?
Shadow Realm.
He's back, a dinosaur's tail.
But yeah, that's going to do it for this week. As Fisher mentioned in the Cooking Mama drama section, we do have a new video up on the whole
That's how I
Cooking
want,
Mama
boys.
situation, explaining basically what went down, why this is news. It's really funny. The story is so wild how the most like innocuous game of all time became this big deal that everybody thought was mining bitcoins from your Nintendo Switch, which doesn't even sound possible, but who am I to judge?
It's good. It's one of those like it's not to the level of Tiger King, but it's one of those things where like the real life story is actually better than anything you could have dramatized.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, too, where like people literally didn't know who made the game until like a bunch of sleuthing was done, and then like an actual developer came forward and was like, no, we worked in the game. We're not a good development studio. A lot of us don't know what we're doing. The game isn't actually good. But trust me when I say there is no way that we could work Bitcoin mining into this game. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. And like there are still people online who are like, listen, the reason the game runs poorly isn't because it's poorly optimized. It's because at the last minute they took out the Bitcoin mining stuff, so the game isn't complete and it's not working the way it was intended to.
That's not how that works.
That's not how that works.
It's running badly because out the illegal part.
Exactly.
As someone who does some programming, that's not how that works.
People are. But if
I don't do programming, and I know that's not how it fucking
if
works.
you talk to some people online, though, they are fucking certain that is what's going on here. So,
yeah, people also think cell phone towers are 5G spreading coronavirus.
Yeah,
so
it's fucking
people are dumb.
People are burning down cell phone towers.
Every year, I go more and more towards humanity's a plague.
I thought the way you said "I" there, I was like, wait, are you going to say that 5G does in fact spread coronavirus?
I would have loved that.
I do actually know something about this, and guys, I'm just saying, get rid of your phones. But does anybody else have anything to plug this week?
Yeah, Tiger King, Carol Baskins killed that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not done with Tiger King, but I'm pretty sure she did kill her husband. I do have one actual thing to plug. Twitch TV/Mizuki, as spelled below. I will be playing Final Fantasy VII Remake in roughly 3 hours.
Oh, dang. It's here. The time
and
has
streaming
come.
it probably most of this weekend, so come check it out.
I will not be streaming it because I don't have the hookup to play it on my PC or play it on stream, but I will probably be streaming more One Step from Eden because as Fisher's introduced us all to the game, it's very good. Anything else to plug, boys?
No. Nope.
Dreadnought says hashtag Jesse's my girl. What about Jesse's
From the
girl?
demo, I kind of agree so far.
That's a lot of people actually I've heard are talking mega up about the side characters that really weren't important in the game, but in the original game, but now like are characters in the remake.
The very disposable other members of Avalanche.
Exactly.
Who would have thought Biggs and Wedge were actually going to become like real characters?
Yeah. It's wild.
Outside of the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I think that's going to be it. Remember, you can watch the show live every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, usually. But if not, you can watch us on our YouTube page and on Apple iTunes the following day. But until next time, this has been Around the Monitor.